Leg up. So Jim wants you to lay on the floor, and we're going to coordinate the lower and upper body. So as he raises his leg, he raises his arm, and they come together. They'll go one side and the other. He doesn't touch the floor. He comes within a couple of inches, moves them over. And this is not only warming up still, it's almost like a joint rotation, but he's actually coordinating his upper and lower body at the same time, kind of conditioning his brain. Now he'll do both sides, but this is just the beginning. So once he gets through both sides, he'll do 6, 8, 10 reps a side. Then he'll go opposite arm, opposite leg. And we'll do the same thing. Left to right, right to left, up and down, same thing. He'll go back and forth. Now, if you wanted, you could, like Jim, he could alternate them like that. You could make the right side the left side. You don't have to do all at one time. Same thing, 6, 8, 10 revolutions would be enough. Now, hip cross would possibly come next, and we would bring his knees into about 90 degrees of hip flexion, and he would take his hands out to the side, palms up, and rotate those scapula. Never want to give a chance, pass up a chance to do that, and then rotate his hips back and forth. Again, not laying them on the floor. Some of you will be much more mobile here, some of you won't be, but this is going to force him to rotate in the mid-spine. Now, his shoulders are on the floor, and we don't want his shoulder coming up. Where the shoulders start to come up, that's when the rotation stops. What we want to do is just rotate back and forth, making sure that we get a nice, clean movement. Okay, and same thing. 8, 10 movements. Then we'll get into some hip rotations on the floor. So we'll go into a quadruped. And we're going to go inside and outside. So he'll use his right leg, and he'll bring it as an outside rotation with an extension. Inside rotation with an extension. So he's starting to kind of, again, condition the body for those kicking motions and those movements, picking his knee up, activating his flexor. This is a really, really good exercise. You need to consider using your hips as much as you can. I guess I should not forget to say that Poomsae is a hip-dominant sport, so moving your hips is a critical thing. Next thing, I think we're going to try to do some T-spine activation. So this is a thoracic spine. So Christy, come on in. We're going to use partners on this. There's several activators that we use, but this one I like because it's very dynamic. Jim is going to mobilize his T-spine. So he's going to step over with his inside leg, put his hands palm down in front. He's going to rotate toward Christy. She will grab his wrist and his elbow, pull one arm as she pushes the other, and assist in that thoracic rotation. And we'll do several of these. You will get a lot of movement here because she's actually assisting that rotation. This is when he's punching or blocking forward, getting that nice angular look when he's moving up and down the floor in his form. Okay? Now we'll do both sides. Yeah, so, yeah, you go right here. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah. And rotate, grab the wrist, pull, yeah, that's it, good. Yeah. And this isn't a wishbone, so you're not going to break them, but you need to pull them substantially to get a lot of turn in that upper spine, in the T-spine, thoracic spine. Okay, so now we're going to do some breathing squats. What we want to do is get his hips turning, get him to squat. So we're going to give him about shoulder width with his feet. He's going to toe out no more than about 20 degrees maximum. The center of his kneecap should be over his second toe, and he's going to use a hip hinge. So he's going to sit back with his hips as he sits down, like that, and then back up. You notice how slow he's moving? We're going to use maybe a 3-1-3 tempo. So maybe 3 seconds down, a second at the bottom, and 3 seconds up. Don't stop when the legs are parallel. I want you to put your butts on the floor. Maintain this lumbar curve as much as you can, right? And use the hinge. We want to get deep enough that we're going to activate the glutes and the adductors. This does not hurt your knees, by the way. And a little bit fast. We go 3 and 3. Okay, so that'd be a breathing squat. After the breathing squat, maybe we do some, that would be posterior chain. We do some anterior chain stuff. Like, for example, Chrissy, come on out and do some vertical lunges for us. So she's going to lunge forward, and she's going to drive her hands over her head so she gets a full extension on the psoas. Okay, good. And take one more.